everything set up here. Let me do a little refresh here, see if we're up and running, if you guys can hear me, because I always have that problem. Let's see here. So if you're on tonight, let me know you're here watching, where you're watching from. If you're watching the replay, do a hashtag replay. Let's see here. Am I up? Am I running? Hashtag replay. Looks like we've got sound. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Happy Sunday night, guys. This is Tara with Tara Best Stamps. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in mid-Missouri. And I want to thank you for joining me on this Sunday night. Hey, Rosie, thanks for joining. With it being a holiday, I didn't know how many people would be popping on. I will tell you the weather here in Missouri is very mild. I'm used to Labor Day weekend being just hot, hot, hot. We've had rain most of the day today, and it has been cloudy and gloomy. Hey, Pamela, thanks for joining from Florida. I bet it's warm down there. So tonight we have another fun fold card. So this is using one of the new products that'll be available on Tuesday. This is the Modern Christmas Suite. This is an online exclusive, and the paper is just beautiful. It's very black and white with touches of gold. So what I did was something I've never done before, but this is a bay window. A step bay window. Yeah, that's a good, what did I come up with the name here? Let me look here. Open bay window is what I found. And so I found this on YouTube yesterday. This was a woman by the name of AV Design. And she had some pretty awesome cards, and when I saw this, I thought, what a beautiful way to display all this gorgeous paper. Yeah, Rosie, I agree. It's just stunning. So just a pop of gold with it. It does fold up to fit right into your card envelope. So it's just a, hey, Shirley, thanks for joining. So yeah, so this is what we're going to do. There's not a lot of stamping. As a matter of fact, there's no stamping because I went ahead and did the heat emboss before we got started. So this is the ornamental Christmas that goes with it. So you've got some beautiful trees, some really big, you know, festive fonts. Now, this suite does come with these gold hoops. And once you're able to go online, you're going to see all sorts of things done with these gold hoops, like ornaments and stuff. So a little more for our paper crafters out there. So this will be a really fun suite, and I can't wait to see what everybody does with it. So I'm going to get to it and show you what I did. So I'm going to set that out of the way. So obviously I've done a whole lot of cutting. And those measurements will be available on my blog, as well as a printable tutorial. If I get my hiney in gear, I'll have one. So these are the panels that are going on the outside. So you'll notice that I did matting on a lot, and then I had some things I didn't mat. So I didn't mat these inside pieces, you know, the side pieces, just because it is a pretty heavy card as this is. So I wanted to make sure. Oh, and you know what? I didn't set out my window sheets. I knew I was going to forget something. Hopefully I can find those bad boys. Oh, that may be interesting. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a piece of, I think this is 1.5 by 5 1/4. Yeah, 1.5 by 5 1/4. And I'm just matting it up with some real red. And I'm matting that up. Hey, Mary. Hey, Laura. Thanks for joining. Here's tonight's card. We're doing an open bay window card. This is my first time doing one of these, and I got to tell you, it was fun. Hey, Julianne. Right up your alley. I'm loving that. So, yes, I love different fun folds, and this was one I hadn't really seen a whole lot of, so I wanted to introduce you guys to it. So, I've layered that up. And then I've taken, hey, Angie, thanks for joining, a piece of 3" by 3 3/4 piece of DSP that's got the fa la 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 all along. And I'm going to mat that up as well with that real red. And so there should be 2 pieces of this. So there's 2 pieces on almost everything. let's see here. All right, so there's another one. Now remember, all of the online exclusives and new stuff from the mini will be available on Tuesday. So I'm super excited. I've got my list made. I'm gonna jump on in the wee hours so I can get all of my product share stuff. And then there's only one of this, and this is 3 by 5 1/4, and it's going on a real red mat as well. So those items are gonna be on there. Watch for my newsletter on Tuesday or on Wednesday, because I'll be announcing another class using the Gathering Moments, which is another online exclusive. It's a beautiful fall set. So we'll be doing 6 cards, and that's going to be the last Sunday of September. I can't believe it's September already. Holy shnikes. Okay, so these are the little pieces that go on the inside, on the sides. And so we're not matting these up to kind of save a little bit of weight, because like I said, it is a heavy card. All right, so I'm going to bring out my score tool, and I'm going to show you how to put this card together. Yes, Rosie, thank you. Remember to hit that thumbs up to make sure you're alerted as to when I'm doing my lives. And I double checked right before I did this. There it is. For my stylus, it had fallen out. And the problem is it's not flipping very well. All right. Well, hello, Luna. How are ya? The puppy decided to join me. She likes to hear my voice. So this is a 5 1/2 by 8 inch piece of basic black. And so I'm going to do some scoring. And what I discovered maybe after I did this once or twice is you could go ahead and do a 7 1/2 by 10 and then just cut off 1 inch strips, because we're going to do the same scoring 3 different times. So we're scoring at 1 3/4. We're going to score at 3 3/8. And if you have a small score tool or you're using a paper trimmer, you can always flip it around and do the same identicals, or you can do 6 5/8 and 8 1/4. Now the person that I saw doing this went ahead and lined these 2 pieces up and did them at the same time. I just don't think I'm that good though. So I'm going to do that once again at 1 1/4, 3 3/8, 6 5/8, and 8 1/4. And then we're going to do it one more time. Hey, Marilyn, thanks for joining from Nebraska. So we've got 1 1/4. We've got people from all over tonight. 3 3/8, 6 5/8, and then 8 1/4. So once again, all the measurements will be on my blog with a written tutorial tomorrow morning. So you don't have to worry about writing all this down. All right, so here's the standard fold here. So it's a lot like the gate fold that we did, I think, last week. So I like to fold in at the 2nd and at the 3rd, and we're going to fold them in. So fold and burnish. Do the same thing. Fold and burnish. And remember, with those fun folds, we want nice deep creases. And then fold back like you're doing that gate fold. And then fold back. Yeah, Mary, I'm not that talented, but you could do it all at one time if you left your paper and then just cut your 1 inch and 1 inch off. So these second pieces are 1 inch by the 10 inch. And so now we're going to fold differently. So where we folded in, we're folding out on this little piece. And then we're going to fold out again. So you make kind of like, I don't know, it looks like a hat. It's a top hat sideways. So that's what you do on each one of these. So we're going to fold out and in. So there's our little top hat. And that's going to be what works as your mechanism. Okay? So the other thing is you may be better off using liquid adhesive on this, because this is one of them that's going to have a pretty tight spot. So if you need that wiggle room, you may want to use liquid adhesive. And then, so we're going to put this, the 3 panels for the inside, we're going to adhere. And then we're going to go ahead and get our bands ready. So make sure you get your shopping list done early, because I have a feeling some of this stuff may not stick around, because it's really beautiful. This is an exciting collection that's going to be available on Tuesday. All right. Now, if you don't have a demonstrator, make sure and reach out. I'll get you a catalog in the mail. There we go. Okay, so here we have like what looks like a gatefold, but it's not a gatefold. All right, so now this is how it's going to go on. The top hat is going to go brim side down. So let's go ahead and adhere. The fa la 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 la's go in the middle. So that middle panel. So there's one. And here's my fa la la. Make sure that you set it the right direction. Okay, there we are. Now we have those little pieces that I have here. And I cut 4 and I really only needed 2. No, I do need 4. I need 4. I'm getting all... bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay. So here's this little piece that's going to go right here on the side. And then we're going to leave this far one blank because it's going to go underneath the Designer Series paper. I am excited for everybody to... Oh, it starts on Wednesday? I thought it was Tuesday. Oh, now... I guess it is the 3rd. Holy cow. Thank you guys. Thursday. It comes, it's Wednesday. Well, that's good that you said something, because I was going to get up in the middle of the night tomorrow night. I would have been really upset. That tells you how with it I am. This holiday's got me all bamboozled. All right, there we go. And then... last little piece. So there's a lot of cutting to this. Lots and lots. Yes, I guess I was not thinking with the holiday. All right, so here we are. So this goes up here, and then this goes down here. Now, hopefully, I can find my window sheets. I've been up in my room working all weekend. So, of course, I know I cut an extra one yesterday. Oh, and it's right here. Yay! All right, here we go. All right, so with my window sheet, I'm just going to adhere it to the back of this one piece. So I'm making sure that I've got the fa la la going. And I'm going to center that up as well as I can. Okay, now let's take some tear tape. And I use tear tape or Stampin' Seal Plus when I'm doing something that I feel like is going to be a mechanism or something, so it's going to need a little more strength. Our seal is pretty good, but I just liked it to make sure that I'm good and covered. So I use tear tape. And the cool thing about tear tape is if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, they always send so much. And then you have extra. Okay. So I'm peeling this off. This is going to be my top. And now I'm going to set it. So I feel like it's better when I work up and I can see. So I'm going to match these corners up, corner to corner here in that top. And then I'm going to fold this and I'm going to do the same thing, corner to corner, and just making sure that I have it nice and flush on both sides. So there's that mechanism. Now, it looks like I cut this a little bit too long, so I'm going to give it a snip there because I don't want it hanging out the bottom. Now, I think I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to put tear tape on these corners. So this is for the bottom. And the most important thing when you're doing, if you're doing one exactly like this, is to make sure that you're doing you've got your fa la 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 pointing in the right direction, because that sounds like something I would do, is put it upside down. Have you ever made like a portrait card and then went to do the inside and you stamped it landscaping? I did that just this afternoon. You just get so wrapped up in your creativity. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Mary. I can't wait to see it. So I'm going to do the same thing down here at the bottom. I'm matching it up, and I am just making sure I'm nice and flush on the top and on the bottom. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here, right in the corner, making sure that I'm flush and flush. So I'm just going to seal those down. Now, that's ready to be sealed down. So I'm just going to kind of flip my window sheet up so it's laying on the top, and now I'm going to flip it back down and lay it flat. So there is your card. Now obviously we want to cover these up now. You have those in place, you can go ahead and do the sides. And if you think about it, this goes together pretty quickly once you get it all together. And I love a card that can sit on a mantle or a desk that you can send that special someone. These are those labor of love cards that I love to send. All right, so here we go. Ooh, you know what I forgot to do? Let me see here. Where is it? I set it out earlier. I don't see where I put it. Where are you, ribbon? Where are you? Well, we're gonna have to improvise and use the silver ribbon instead. So I have, oh, here it is. Set it in a safe place. So I have the gold ribbon from the gold and silver trim combo set. And I'm just gonna cut like a baby piece, like hardly any at all. And we're gonna adhere it right there. And this might have been smart to put up under this. I wonder if I can peel this off here. Oh, I can. I can. Oops. Except I'm gonna tear it a little bit. Okay. Now I'm gonna add a little adhesive to that ribbon, and I'm gonna adhere it right there. Now we're gonna push this back down. There we go. And now what I've got is I've got the ornament that I cut from that Ornamental Christmas. So that's this one, the old-fashioned vintage ornaments that everyone loves. And so I stamped the 'Tis the Season from the Ornamental Christmas stamp set. So that coordinating stamp set, I used that, and I stamped it in Versamark and heat embossed it. And now let's put our little ornament top. I don't know what you call these. but I cut that with gold foil, and that's from that die set. And now I'm just going to adhere it right down there. I'm adding a little bit of seal and putting it right there. And that's it. Now, obviously, you don't have a place to sign your name. You can, oh, it's a doohickey. Thank you, Rosie, a doohickey. So these do fold up flat. Now you can always put a panel of basic white or even sign it with like a silver Sharpie, silver or gold Sharpie. But that is today's card. Let's get the envelope ready so we're all good. And oh, I'm glad you guys like this. So I'm telling you, I thought this was the coolest card ever when I found it online. And I was like, this is something different that I haven't done before. And I always love that when I can find something and then share it with all of my stamping friends. All right, so there it is. I can't wait for you guys to give this a whirl. If you make something, if you case this one completely or even make a different card using different products, I'd love to see it. Because I love when people email me the cards they've made off my tutorials. It warms my heart and fills my cup up. Love, love, love. All right. So there's today's card. That's an open bay window fun fold card. You guys have an amazing week. Don't forget, Wednesday, not Tuesday. Wednesday is all the new mini stuff and online exclusives. If you need a catalog, give me a shout. I'd love to get you one. And thank you guys for spending part of your weekend with me. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Sunday.